Hey, we all made it. All three of us are here on time.
So you were even early. We were confused.
Way early. So this is the check-in, my live show I do once a month. So welcome to this. And I'm joined by my daughter, Kristen, a.k.a. the Comic Slayer. Hello. And this time, we've got David, the Garage Geek, with us.
Good morning, everyone.
Been trying to make this happen for a little bit, but we never could really get it worked out till now. So,
well, it's like extra early where you are, David, right?
Yeah, it's 6:30 in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's very nice of you to wake up for this.
I actually woke up at 5:30. I think I was like excited.
Okay.
Well, I went to bed early last night. Cool. I was exhausted.
Yeah, I watched your Friday night chats this morning, and you had another horrible time with kids.
Yeah, they do some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, school was a horror show for me as a student, so I can only imagine it as a teacher.
It can get nasty. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for subs. Yeah. So bad. Because when I have to go into a classroom, like I had to do twice this week, there's been a teacher that's out, and those kids, it's just like they're all on like amphetamines or something. It's just like, yay, free for all. it's
that's rough.
Yeah. So Nora Wolf is here, and William Lee says, William Lee says, haha, if it's this late, we know it's not you. Yeah, because I was early. James Abel's here. Looks like Larry finally got Garage Geek to join him for a live show. Yep, finally made it happen. Mark Bell is here. 5:30. Wow. Hey, here's Mary.
Mary.
Hey, Mary. Yep. So, Hayden's here. So, what time is it where you are, Hayden? Hayden's in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Other side of the world. So I was watching your Friday night chat, as I usually do every Saturday morning. It's become a my breakfast thing. You know, I have my bagel and my coffee, and I watch your chat from the previous night.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I noticed you didn't have the link in the description. You had, okay, Hayden says it's
oh, you're right. I wrote Larry's library, and then I did.
So I tried to put it in that comment, and look what YouTube did to me. Bam! This popped up right after I did it.
Because you're spamming your channel.
Yeah. So I'm a dirty spammer. And look at that. So I guess I've got a strike against my channel now. Look at this.
No, it's all my fault.
I don't think that means you have a strike, right? I mean,
if I continue to do that, read what it says.
Well, sure, but you don't have one.
Wow. No, that's crazy. And yeah, that's right. I remember last night I was racing for time, I think, because my husband and I watch a movie at 8, and man, if I'm late, he gets pissed. Like he's like, I don't know. So I'm like trying to get everything uploaded and get the dogs all ready to get inside. And then yeah, I think I forgot. But I remember writing you'll see it in the description. Link to Larry's library.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'll fix that later, but it's kind of too late.
It took about 3 or 4 minutes before this popped up in my browser window.
Oh man.
And I really freaked out for a second. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to get a screenshot of that. So
yeah, I'm forgetting about links all the time. Everybody's reminding me, and I guess I'm just not a good YouTuber.
Well, one thing I did is I set in my settings the upload defaults. So I've got a lot of material in every description. I mean, it's repeated each time, and then I just go in and add the different things I need at the top.
I've never tried that. Yeah, I didn't even know about that. I'm not only a useless YouTuber, I'm a dumb YouTuber.
My dad knows all these weird stuff, and I'm like, where is that? What's happening? What do you mean?
Clueless.
Well, you know,
I just make videos.
Well, after 17 of these, I'm early for the first time, and I actually kind of know how to control the things now, sort of.
So that's 17 months. That's a year and a half. If my math is right.
Yeah,
You've been
and I
doing
don't
this a
think
year and a half?
yeah, the live streams. Now, I think the first 2-3 months I didn't do any live streams at all. So I'm
This is
coming
my
up on a
first
few
live.
years.
This is
Yeah,
my
it's the first one.
debut.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, Sleepy Reader got you on his channel first, but he didn't get you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana, it's cold. I'm from Ohio, Cleveland.
Okay.
So, but I guess it might be gearing up for what do you call it? Like autumn. Like the weather
Yeah.
here's been crazy, cold, hot. It's been, back and forth.
Yeah, fall's my favorite month, but in southern Indiana, it seems like fall's just shrinking each time as far as the nice weather. We'll go from humid hot to cold and skip my favorite, in between.
Yeah. I'm hoping we actually have a fall this time. It's 47 degrees outside right now.
Oh, nice. So
That
by the
sounds
time I go
almost
out,
freezing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's cold in my house. I woke up and I was like, oh no.
Here. I'm in California, by the way, the collector. And the worst thing about it right now is there are these tiny, tiny black mosquitoes. And man, they are hard to kill, but they are constantly biting. It's really bad. So it's hot and I have to keep a blanket around my legs.
Yeah, me and you are the same age, I think, exactly. And all of this old man stuff is starting to happen to me this year. I feel old now, and I didn't like last year, but now my feet get cold all the time. I'm wearing socks around the house. I never did that before.
I have back problems that I never had that when I was young. So I was just like, man, if something happens to your back, like I had a back spasm one year. It was because I was at a party and I played a game where I was jumping up and down to get feathers out of a stupid box. I was in bed for a week. It was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. Man, I had racking spasms that would it curled up my whole body. I've never had intense pain like that. And so from then I was like, don't mess with your back. Like if I even feel something wrong with my back, I stop.
Mark Bell says, "Oh, Kristen, on the wrong old man channel. Last week I was sworn by Yellow Jackets."
Let me get my Ben Gay.
No, yeah, well, you just answered that.
I'm in California.
Yeah. Eric discusses, good morning. Love having you show on while I work. Cool. Glad to have you watching. And look at the little doggy on your shoulder.
Precious.
Yep. James Dunn, good morning all. Hey, James. So, Kristen, I guess we need to talk about what we're doing today first. So,
should we talk about how I had to convince you to go?
Yeah, we're talking about this. So this is the first, well, one of the first local-ish Comic-Cons that has been around here that had anybody there I wanted to really see. So Jim Shooter's going to be at this one, among other people.
Wow.
So I'm about 15 minutes away from this. Kristen's pretty close to it too. So it's way more expensive than it should be.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Most cons are. That's all. Most cons are.
Is that what's happening now?
That's an average price for a con. What you paid for a ticket, pretty average.
How much would you pay?
Well, with taxes and all the fees, and there's like 3 levels of fees. It's crazy. For two people,
it was $30 for one day.
35.
Well, that went up because you waited to buy your tickets. They were 30.
So that's my fault. Okay.
Yes.
So I bought them the other day for me and my wife, $86 for both of us.
I'm actually surprised that doesn't sound too high. Maybe in California they're more expensive.
Oh.
I don't know. Things seem to be more expensive in California. First off, I want to say that is a gorgeous picture, and that is a beautiful building.
It's so nice in there. I went in there for the first time yesterday. It was so nice.
I'm like, the photographer did a great job on
that. David, we're gonna cover your face a lot when I do this, so sorry.
Do you just see my bald head up here? My forehead.
Isn't that great?
Gross.
Kristen, do you know how much a table is?
I think Artist Alley were $200, which I assume is what you're asking about, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Bell is a comics guy. He draws and writes, or just writes?
Yeah, Mark, you should have went because I know he does like cons in Southern Indiana.
Yeah. So are you getting the autograph from Jim or are you making your daughter wait in line? Well, I'm going to get it because I'm going to be there. So
I've already met Jim Shooter for you. I'm good.
yeah. So I have Jim Shooter's autograph already. I have it on Secret Wars issue 1. And I'm going to bring number 8 today. That's the Spider-Man's black costume,
Is that all you're bringing?
For Shooter, yeah.
Because it's $20.
Well, partly. Norval says, I was hoping to come down to the Owensboro Con today, but it's not going to work out. Maybe next year. Okay.
That'd be
So
awesome if you went next year.
So I got a few pictures from this. So I guess these are the 2 big headliners for this. Oh, and of course, I forgot to mention, because it's not in these graphics, and it should be, is Kristen's husband, Reed, is setting up here. So he's going to be doing autographs and probably sketches, I guess, and selling his books.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. So I guess these are the 2 big headliners, I don't know. I mean, I like Tom Kenny. I like his voice stuff.
Yeah, I was like, don't mess with Tom Kenny.
Yeah, I like Tom Kenny. I got nothing against any of these people. I just wish it was more comic centric. I wish it was Heroes Con in my backyard. That's what.
Yes, that's your problem. You will not travel to a legit con, and then you complain that the cons near you are catering to the people near you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Most cons can't sustain just like around here. Just comics would not fly.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's one thing that I love about Garage Geek and his channel is, I feel like we've covered this ground already, but it bears repeating is I don't have anyone that's an adult, not that you're not an adult, Kristen, but, that is in the,
I have a mortgage.
in the comic books. I don't have any friends. No one at work is in a comic book, that I know of anyway, unless they're closet comic people. Right.
Mm.
And then, but they're out there. I found Garage Geek's channel. We grew up reading a lot of the same books.
It's the truth. I don't know anybody, no one, that likes the things that I do.
I wonder if there is some that are closeted, though. You think to just keep it quiet?
I mean, we have.
I was closeted for a long time, but
not for comics.
Exactly. We have local comic shops around this area, but we don't know those people. That's the thing.
I just don't know. Just don't know. So here's the comic creators they've got listed, and here they got this TBA, and I just took this screenshot last night. So the con starts today. So yeah, they're not too on the ball, are they? With this website.
I mean, as far as comic creators, I think that's it. I went there and I saw the wall of comic people. There's no room for anyone else.
This TBA graphic, they could have put Reed right there,
Well, he's not with the other comic creators, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, Bob Hall, I'm gonna bring a book for him. I got a Thor issue I'm gonna bring.
He's right by Kyle.
Okay, cool. Phil Hester, I have some books of his. I'm gonna bring. He did a Daredevil Magdalena one shot. Beautiful cover on it that he did also. I'm going to bring that. And of course, Kyle Starks is your buddy, your real life friend.
Yeah. And you've never met him.
I have never met him in person. No, I have his autograph. You got me several times, but I'm going to get another one today, I guess. At least, several probably.
You should.
Yeah. So yeah, what else we got? Oh, we got the FOMO here. So I tried to do, I don't know if did you see last month, David? I think you did.
Yeah, I did. I was there last month. I'm
okay.
Looking at my dog. He's like coughing up something. I hope people can't hear it.
Oh, that's okay. We love dogs, even if they're coughing.
Yeah, he was like vomiting up. Okay, never mind.
Let's see here.
So what have we got here? Rick and Morty. Oh, you know what? I actually have my first 2 Rick and Morty comics. I won them in a lot. And so I was happy to get those.
So I took some of Kristen's advice and some of the other people in the chat, and I tried to improve the look of this thing and the functionality. So I've got the every other highlight color so you can see the lines better. And I broke it into 2 images. And I started coloring. What?
It's not enough. It should have been like every other blue or something because it's still hard to read.
Wow.
Just take notes.
I tried.
Take notes.
getting better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I started trying to color code here, and this is just kind of off the I mean, it's not based on any stats other than my gut. Okay. But I'm saying that if there's no color, then there's no danger immediately of losing it as far as being able to buy it, right? If there's no date there, that means it's already out. If it's yellow, then to me that means, okay, we're starting to get into the danger zone. And if it's orange, it's even harder, even more of a danger. And if it's red, then I'm really worried about not getting it, right? So that's my scheme here. Yellow, orange, red, or clear.
And these are things that are coming up or they're already out. Oh, no, I see there's a release date. So
right.
The ones with dots, they've already been released that you haven't bought.
Okay. Well, I haven't bought any of this stuff. So,
but the ones with dots are actually out. And so that's where your FOMO is coming in the most.
Right. And then I got an estimated cost and then the list price. So
wow.
That Rick and Morty deluxe double feature is the only hardcover I don't have of theirs. But for some reason, it's really pricey. I don't know why it's $42. Because I bought all the others at like 31, 32, 35. It's not any bigger. They just raised the price.
Yeah. All the epics are around $30 now. And I used to get them for $20. So the prices have gone up a lot.
All right. Let me catch up on the chat real quick here. William Lee says, Kristen, we need that rant clip possibly made into a short since YouTube prefers that. There you go. Marianne says, that's basically the cost of one ticket for New York Comic Con. Well, but New York Comic Con is full of creators I want to see too, though, Reed should be on this list. Yes, he should. Just Comics wouldn't fly anywhere. Is that true? Really?
I mean, it flies in Charlotte.
Let's see here. First time cons always have things to learn.
Well, to be fair, they have a lot of cons. They also do the Lexington Comic Con, the Huntington Comic Con. They've done a lot. They just haven't done one here in Owensboro.
James Dunn says, those are the colors I will use for my Air Force spreadsheets. There you go. If you go to New York Comic Con, Spirited, Dark Horse Arts, Melissa Capriglione? I don't know.
Capriglione.
You will be there.
That's a good Italian name.
You have to wave above so we can see you're still active back there. There you go.
He's there.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the metrics? Okay. I just went through those.
Pointing down at me.
A legit question: as someone who reads digital to save money, is it bad to buy some books just to get signed at a con? No, I think that's wonderful. Although I think singles are kind of really better for signing, because then you can display that. Whereas if you have a book autographed inside, you know what I mean? You can't easily see it. But of course, you can always buy prints if it's an artist and have, get your signature that way.
I don't have anything signed. I can't add anything to this conversation. I don't go to Comic Cons. As a kid, they were free. And then when they started charging outrageous prices, I couldn't get my mind around it. And I said no.
Yeah.
So I'm like totally out of this conversation.
So I haven't been to one since, was it 2008 or 2010, Kristen?
I think it was before 2010. It's probably 2008 was Fandom Fest, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. James Dunn says the paper prices are horrible now. Yeah. So anyway, do you agree with my color coding here, Kristen? What do you think? Either one of you.
I mean, it looks like I shouldn't say it.
It is better. So I'll say something good.
No, I don't mean the look. I mean necessarily. Do you agree with how I'm rating these things here? See, I'm saying the Captain America is a yellow because this is the second round of printing, or the third maybe of this.
Which means it'll probably happen again.
Really? You think that means that?
Yeah.
Now the Hellboy I've got in the clear because that seems to be an evergreen.
When are you going to take out Nice House on the Lake?
What about it?
Do we have
You
to
know
talk
what?
about this each time?
Just buy it so that it gets off the list.
Take it out of there.
He wants it. It's like no matter how many times you tell him that the second half sucks, he still wants it.
Well, I can't wait for you to not like the second half. Although
I've
knowing
read this
you,
drama for months.
News Pooey Channel says I've never been to a Comic-Con. Well, I guess I've been to 3.5, maybe you might say.
that's your problem. You haven't been in like 47 years. So you think everything's going to stay the same price as whatever you paid. Although I'm sure you paid more, actually. Those cons we went to were more than $30,
Yeah,
which is hilarious.
that's why I'm surprised. It's
You think so?
actually quite cheap.
It's
Yeah.
like average price for a con.
All right. So this is a me problem, you're saying?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I have been known to be my own worst enemy, for sure.
I mean, you weren't going to go. I had to convince you. I
Yeah.
was like, you've
See,
been
I was
talking and
on.
talking about this. Why aren't you going?
Well, see, weeks and months leading up to this con, I was just really happy about it. But they hadn't announced everyone, and I kept thinking there's going to be more creators, And then as the date approached and there wasn't any more creators, I got less enthused,
It's not a big place.
Yeah. Mark Bell says, yeah, I hate to tell you, Larry, Wizard World 2001 was that month.
2001. See?
I don't think that's the one I went to.
Well, he's saying stuff from
He's
back
saying
then
even
was
that
even
far
that
back.
price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, we
Yeah, it
went to
wasn't that
Wizard
long.
World in Chicago, which was more than $30.
Well, old man memory is not great.
I just think for $30, I think how many comics I could buy.
That's
Because I'm the
thing.
person going through the bins. I'm not like I walk by all the tables and just to see what's going on, see who's there. I kind of look, but
Mm.
I don't buy any of that stuff. The last time I bought something at a table was for my husband because there was I forget the artist. She had Wonder Woman prints and the art was gorgeous, so I bought him 2, and she signed them. But I wouldn't buy that stuff for me. I don't do that. So I spend my money on the comics themselves.
Well, part of the fun is those vendors too, and there are a lot of vendors there,
Hmm.
Dad. So you should enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm hoping that'll be cool.
Ooh, I see
Mark
some
Bell says,
red.
old man memory needs to be the name of this live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the second and final slide on the FOMO list. You see, we're advancing in time. Now, I'm calling the Hulk Omnibus Volume 2 a yellow because it's a Volume 2. And as you point out, as these omnibuses go into later volumes, they tend to get less prints because the sales falls off, which is a thing, apparently.
It's a thing in any series, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I'm calling that Den a yellow because, well, one, it's a Volume 2, and the other, the Corbin stuff doesn't seem to get printed a lot. So I'm not sure that's going to be evergreen.
What's Den?
Den is. Should we tell her what Den is, Dave?
I love this is my stuff. Yeah, Richard Corbin.
Well, this is Richard Corbin, artist.
You'd like it because
for,
it's independent. He's so good.
I mean, he's his.
I know his name. I don't know what Den is.
He has this real airbrush style, but he was doing it long before anyone else.
I have a picture of his art style.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So he's just so weird and quirky. And Den was this character that he had for Heavy Metal magazine.
Mm.
Yeah,
and he's also revolutionized coloring in art. I think he was the first digital colorist. Is that
he was very early, if not the first. And
yeah.
Now the only thing about it with today's sensibilities, though, the original Den stuff. Oh my God, there's so much. What is Reed's term for penis per page?
PPP, yeah.
PPP.
Yeah.
The PPP is extremely high. David likes that. But there's also a lot of boobs.
As a kid, I was like, whoa.
There's a ton of boobs too. And I mean, they're not just boobs, they're like huge boobs.
Yeah, what's that Power Girl boobs? They're like,
oh my God.
Gotcha.
It's like over the top.
In Den, it seems like almost everyone is completely naked. When you say David.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen it in a long time, but of everything on this list, I want to get Den. But then when I when I saw it, weren't they like tiny, like so thin?
Yeah, they're not very thick. It's a nice.
Well,
good
they can't be
oversized.
because that price is low.
Yeah, but they should just
Yeah.
put it all in one. And
Yeah,
if there's going to
it'd be
be a
cool.
hardcover volume 1, volume 2, just put it all together and be done with it. It's like I don't want really like I don't know how many there would be, but I don't want 5 thin ones when I could have one collected. That's what I would prefer.
Johnny's here. Oh, we're live now. Nice. Happy Saturday. Yep. You too, man. Dude, Owensboro has 60K in it. 60,000 in that venue, I guess he means.
I have no idea.
Mark Bell says Richard Corbett, great artist for muscles and lots of young ladies, but not the best writer. No, not at all. Great artist though. Yep, the PPP, penis per page, which is a term that Reed came up with. So
Yeah, he coined that.
Yes, he did. We're finally getting that Hulk Volume 2 on us 15 years after the first one. Yeah, it's crazy. Lawrence points our boy on that character. Let me lance them. Yeah, it is kind of bad. Sean Phillips probably enjoys Ben Christian. There you go.
That sounds right. Yeah.
That Strange Adventures is what's that character's name? Adam Strange. So I really like that DC character, and I'm not a big DC guy, but I love that. So
I think I have that one. Yeah, I have that, and I actually read it. The writing, the writing was just, it wasn't that great. It was very, very not as good as some of his stuff, because it's the same writer as Batman, Catwoman, right? Which you read. What's his name? Tom King, right?
Is that the Tom King Adam Strange? That probably is. You're probably right.
Unless you're talking about an earlier collection. Is that the modern one?
I think that's the modern one. I have the other one that has the older stuff too. I did a review of that. It's pretty great. Mark Bell says total population of Owensboro, so they're not going to draw lots. Okay, that's where you got the 60K figure. Now I got red on ROM and Micronauts here, simply because they have a lot of buzz to them, and that could sell out. What do you think, Kristen? Do you think that's going to sell out?
Well, and I mean, you have to worry about those probably aren't getting reprinted, right?
Those aren't. Well, I would assume they aren't.
That's what they say, because the licensing was so hard to
right, like a licensing thing. So I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided I was actually going to get those too, but then I decided not to. Just they're expensive, number one, and I'm starting to collect the single issues again, and of course the Omnibuy are much nicer to have them in, right? Because when you go through them, the colors are crisp, all the ads are gone, all of that stuff. Like they're beautiful, but I don't know. I'm just having fun going back and trying to collect the individual issues for both those series. They're expensive.
I have all of the originals of ROM and Micronauts. The problem with singles, I mean, there's a lot of problems with single collecting, but one thing that I don't miss, since I mostly get hardcovers now, is, I find a good deal on eBay or somewhere, right? And I get a few issues to fill in, and I get them home, or I get them here, and I'm reading. And then you have, how can I put this? Everything looks good, and you get to a page, and there's a stain of undetermined origin. I mean, some of it's really gross, right? I mean, because you're talking about books that are 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. You don't have that problem.
Some of those ROM women, I guess, those shiny metal suits. I don't know.
Is that a SPP? Stain per page?
Stain per page, right. Yeah. And it's just so gross. I mean, Omnis aren't perfect either. You've got like quality issues with the paper sometimes, and there's printing errors, but you're not going to run into like a random booger. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, surely you've seen that as many old books as you buy. I guarantee you've ran into that, right? You turn the page. It's.
I don't know. I'm coming back to this. Like you must be filling up your shelf space by now, right?
Well, I have that entire room, and I built in these 16-foot spans of shelving on one wall. And it goes from floor to ceiling. So but yeah, it's going to fill up for sure.
Plus, you haven't shelved any of your Omnis that you haven't read, which is a lot.
Right.
So those
See,
aren't even on the shelves.
well, they're on a shelf, but they're not on my big display shelves. They're
It's not
like
the same. Yeah.
right. It's not the same. Yeah. Johnny says, I think the Jeff Loeb Tib Sale Hulk Gray Gallery Edition is the only one on my to get list. We'll probably have to advance order it next week when I go to pick up their DD Gallery Edition. Yeah, I love the Gallery Editions. That's my favorite. I mean, it's just, they're perfect in my view.
They are. They're hard to shelve, though. They're very hard to shelve. It's like they're so giant.
Well, see, that's the thing. When we built this house and we built that room, I went in knowing that some of my books were going to be absolute size, right? So all of those on that main wall are big enough to accommodate an absolute. So,
but
so
those are way bigger than absolutes, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just a little bigger. They're a little taller, I think.
Yeah, because I remember they're just like this much too big to get onto my shelf. Because I have the Doctor Strange one, the one that they just released. It's kind of like all hippie trippy.
Oh, that's a Treasury, right? Is that the Treasury edition, the soft cover?
Yeah, and it's just like this much too big to get on my shelf, and I'm like, damn it! Like now I have to put it all the way at the bottom, and those things are beautiful. They need to be displayed, right? But I have to put it all the way at the bottom near the floor because I have my shelves bigger down there. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, let me take this off the screen for a second.
First world problems.
Yes.
My Omni has to go on the floor.
Before we run out of time, though, I got a couple questions for you, David. Garage Geek. So you're actually in your garage?
I am.
That room is your garage. Now, is it completely converted, or is there also room for a car?
Okay, so yeah, this is there's a bookshelf, and it covers the garage door entrance, so it's completely converted. And what's really bad about it is the home that I bought and the home next door were originally one property, and they divided it. And so I guess a brother and sister owned the houses together, but then they sold it as two. And so we have a shared driveway and a shared garage. And so I'm only half of the garage. Long story short. So it's actually the size of like, a pretty big room, but not that large, but it's like half of a garage.
So when are you going to do a room tour?
I told you I was going to do that, but if you turn the camera around, like it looks kind of nice, right? Man, I've got crap everywhere. It's like a hoarder's nasty nest. You do not want to see it. Like,
I don't know. I kind of want to see that.
I know, right? You're just like, so that you'd be like, wow. No, like I've got comic books everywhere. So I Kristen, you probably don't know, but I went crazy on Whatnot. Like I'm almost like an addict. Like I can't stop it. It's
out of control.
And I drove my bank account down to the almost, it's like really, really bad. But man, you can get so many comics there for like 30 to 50 cents to $1. And I'm talking good comics like Dale Gold.
I'm interested.
Superman, Superman action comics. Yeah.
What I'd like to see you do a video where you explain Whatnot and show it, like maybe do some screen recordings or something.
So
I mean, you could get a whole video out of that.
You click on it, and then when you go in, damn it. Oh, I have to turn the brightness.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It'll work. Watch. So once you go in, you just tell it what your
after
subjects are. And so I put in vintage comics. They've got Marvel, modern comics. They've got vinyl. They've got cassettes, VHS, and each one of these is a room. And you can see at the top, it's hard to see, but it says how many people are in it. And what's nice is you can actually hover your finger over it, and it'll show what's for sale at that precise moment. And so you can jump in. Now,
And see,
the one,
I do more on my desktop because I got this beautiful 32-inch screen here. I'm assuming you could do this on the website too.
I don't know. It's an app.
I mean,
So,
like you
Yeah,
can
I've only
eBay.
heard of the app.
so I
But
guess
it used to be Instagram wouldn't work on the desktop. It was real limited, but they've expanded it now. Now the website of Instagram is as fully featured as the app. So
I'm sure you could mirror your screen from your phone to your computer. I don't know how that works.
Seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go to the website. I should try it. I should just try it.
Just pick up your
That's-
phone and
Now we're sounding like old man syndrome.
honestly.
Well, why would I
Just
want to
download the app, Dad.
Why would I
30 years
want to
back
use
for me.
this
You
when I
young
have this 32-inch screen here in front of me? I mean,
Okay,
and a real
well,
keyboard.
but
You
and
can
a
buy
real
comics
mouse
on the go.
like you can go into the kitchen with it.
Yeah, you could be sitting on the couch watching TV on whatnot.
Yeah, so that's the
Have
problem.
you seen my
That's the
setup? How
danger.
beautiful this is? Come on.
Every
This is-
30 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, they're putting up a new comic, and you're bidding on it. And they have different styles. The one I hate is sudden death. I hate that because like you bid on something, and then other people bid it, and it's like the person who bids last gets it, and so they wait till like the last microsecond, and they bid.
Well,
and they
it's like
snatch it away
sniping on
from you.
eBay. I mean, yeah.
I hate that one. But the other ones, when you bid it, it'll put 5 seconds more on. And so So it'll put 5 more seconds on. And then you can keep bidding. But I'm telling you, I'm addicted. It's so much fun. But it's so dangerous. You spend $50 like that. You don't even realize it. And the shipping is what's bad because the first one you buy is $4.50 mostly, and then it goes down to $1, and then it goes down to 33 cents, and then it goes down to 0, right? But if you buy something for $4 shipping, in for a penny, in for a pound, you got to buy more so that make up the shipping cost. And so you just end up, oh my gosh, I have stacks of comics. My husband was so mad because I came home the other day and he's like, I thought you stopped. And there were like 6 giant boxes waiting for me. I'm like, I did, but those
You're like, I needed the free shipping. What do you?
Yeah. Yes, those are from last week. They're still coming. Yeah.
And that's another thing I wanted to ask you about was how did this come about? Was your husband like, well, it's cool that you're into comics and pops and all this other stuff, but you got to put that crap in the garage. Is that how it started?
Yeah, he didn't want anything in the house, and he's right. Like my crap would take over. So I agreed with him. So I've basically got this small room that I have to contain myself in. And for me, I'm not a person that is easily contained. I'm just like spreading out everywhere. Like I have to find a way. And I go through these obsessive times where, okay, this time I'm focused on vinyl. I'm like so obsessed. And like right now I'm focused on comics because of whatnot. Yeah, I just got one of these really kind of obsessive personalities. And my husband says, what was wrong with your childhood that you feel the need that you have to collect all this stuff now? I'm like, I don't know. I was poor when I was young. I don't think that's it, but I'm like, let's get into psychotherapy right now. But yeah, it's too addictive. Don't go on whatnot. Do not do it. I'm telling you, if you're obsessive with those omnis, they have channels for omnis.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure they do. No?
And graphic novels and
Don't even try.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling him, don't even try. Just don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
So,
I do buy some graphic novels on Facebook. Like people post on there and they're pretty cheap. Like I've been getting these, $3-4, and they list them all. And all you do is say, I want that one, that one, that one. And then they send them to you because they're trying to get rid of them from their own collections. I get a lot of a good, and cheap graphic novels that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think you could get a whole video though out of just explaining to people whatnot. You should do that for content.
Maybe. I think most people don't they understand it.
I mean, yeah, I think so, Dad.
Wait. Let me point to the right.
Just be for him. He's like, I need a video.
How do I put this on my My screen, my computer screen. I can't help you there.
You know what? Just for that, I'm going to go see right now in another window.
There's
If the
probably a
website is
YouTube
fully
video
functional.
explaining it. Like I tell my students, there's a YouTube video to explain everything. It's out there. You can do it.
Let's see.
So, Kristen, I want to tell you that
recently
I've been reading more independent comics because Sleepy Reader 666, he kind of shamed me in our videos. And so I'm like, okay, I have some on my shelves. I'm like,
I know he reads a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I read, I have it right in front of me, actually, the Rusty Brown. That thing blew me away. It was phenomenal. It was.
I believe Reed's read that one. I have not, but I know of it. Yeah, I know of it.
But you have to have a magnifying glass. I sent it to a friend of mine, and in the Amazon package, I sent her that and another one, and I sent her a magnifying glass on it. And Sleepy Reader is like, he sent me a picture. He's like, I'm really regretting this text right now. Like, it's so hard to read. So hard to read. But man, was that a good one. So I have another one.
I love
I'm
that
not
you're doing
alone. News Pooey says, I have little to no concept of what Whatnot is.
It's basically a bidding website. It's like instant bidding. You see something you want, you make a bid right on the spot, and other people jump in. So they can start at $1, and then it goes to $2, $3, $4. Some there's a bunch of them that start like, they hold up a comic and they started at $50. When they do that, I jump out of the room because that's just out of my league. I go for the dollar stuff.
Mary M's a fan, David.
Yeah, he's been really great, taking me under his wing. We've been doing a series on the Hugo nominees. We've done 2 of them already. We're reading the third one now. I'm actually diving into the 4th one. The 4th one is a series of books, and the one nominated is the 3rd one. And the first book is called Gideon the Ninth, and it's 17 hours long, just the first book. And I'm 5 hours into it. So I'm gonna weather the storm. I'm gonna go through. Like, if I do something, I do it. I go in, and so I'm gonna get to the 3rd book. I'm gonna listen to it. I
have some friends who have loved that one, but it's long. Yeah,
it's
Mark has subscribed to you.
Time commitment. Oh, thank you, Mark Bell. When I see your notification, I'll jump in. I'll subscribe to you too. That's what I try to do, and I try to watch a video if you're having me, so we can get the conversation started. That's what I like about YouTube. Right? You can,
I mean, I think that's what got me in trouble this morning, because people that I talk to frequently, like you in the comments, I just sort of treat it just as a chat. I mean, it feels, even though I know the YouTube rules are going to prohibit a link, I just didn't think, and I popped it right there, and then I got in trouble.
But it's weird because we put links in our descriptions. So,
right, but not in comments, I guess.
Yeah,
or and then not to another channel in your comments.
And what I hate is you can't put your email address, so people have to do it clandestinely. And like somebody wrote, he put his email, and then he wrote the word @ and then he wrote Gmail, and it went through. But every time I try that, for some reason,
I've had a tough time with it too.
I'm like, well, I don't know.
I mean, you can put it in your the about part of YouTube. You can put it there.
I don't think they let you do that anymore.
Really?
I don't know. I
have to check and see if mine got changed, but
I'm probably wrong. Dang. So who knows? But anyways, so our next book that we're talking about is the Kaiju Preservation Society, and this one's going to be interesting because I started and I absolutely love it. And Sleepy Reader hates it, so it's going to be. Well, I don't know if he hates it, but he says he's not getting into it, so it's going to be. Yeah,
that's one I've also wanted to read. I've heard the title. Yeah, I'll have to check out that series.
So News Pooey says, I had left comics for around a decade and slowly started getting back in around 2012. A few years later, I began buying up a bunch of trades on eBay the same way, $2 books with combined shipping.
Yep.
Yeah, you can definitely build a collection that way.
Mm-hmm.
You can fill a garage that way. Right,
for sure. Especially we got all these like pops everywhere, and oh my god! You see those boxes behind me? Those are filled with comic. I can't get the piston there. They're all filled with comic stacks. I've got a what do you call it? Filing cabinet. I need another one. I've got a filing cabinet filled with comics. I just got. It's like.
Chris, did you have a new Oliver Tree shirt on there?
No, that's old. I just haven't worn it in a bit because it's cold. I have sleeves.
David, have you watched any of that guy's videos?
I don't know who that is, but it's a cool shirt. It looks
he's
a t-shirt.
He's insane. You should YouTube search Oliver Tree and just watch some of the insanity. It's
he's the best.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
I'll do that.
Yeah, I like the music too. It's weird though. Mark Bill says YouTube info. If you have a business account, it could be in your about. It is for my podcast, not comic related. Well, I'm almost positive mine is still in there from when I first set it up. But you have to go to about, and actually look for it, but it's there.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I think I tried to put mine in and I wasn't able to.
Okay, so here's my schedule. I always show this on Saturday so people can get a little advance of what's coming up. So all that in yellow I've already have uploaded and scheduled. Now that might change though, because I think I'm going to try to get a video out of the con. I'm probably going to take some B-roll on there and then do a talking video where I talk about it after I come back. So I might push one of these out and insert, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does this mean you're going to bring me back my Strayed book?
Did you want it back? I thought you gave that to me.
No, that was you borrowing it. It's my book.
Oh. Okay.
I was like, you can borrow this if you want to read it.
Okay, he's got to put it on his list now. Go add it to your list.
Yeah, I got to put it on the list. You just said here. I don't remember.
I did not say here. No, sir. Okay. I'm sorry, your memory is failing you. We had a whole conversation about this.
Okay.
Well, you think I want to get rid of one of my cat comics? Why would I do that?
That's true. You probably don't want to do that.
Oh, there's no.
Well, I said in the video that you gifted it to me because I thought you gifted it to me.
Oh, I don't know why you just made that up.
There's no email address in your about. Johnny looked it up.
Serious?
Yeah.
David was right.
Yeah,
like they took them out. You think they took them out?
And I was trying and I couldn't do it.
Let me see if I can see it. Yeah, down under details says for business inquiries, view email address. You got to click that. And there it shows up. Try it now. You got to go about, down under details. It's right there.
Down under details. Is it Australian details?
There's the about description, and then you go underneath that. It says details for business inquiries. You got to click a button, and then it shows it. You see it?
I didn't look. I'm not doing it right now. I want to News Pooey, whatever that name is. I love it. News Pooey.
Yeah.
His or her comment. Sorry, don't want to be sexist. Wrote, during the pandemic, I finally caught the omnibus bug, and my life and wallet have never been the same. Of course. And then in recent months, I've started getting my first absolutes and gallery editions. So, News Pooey, you entered the dark hole, right?
The galleries are the best, right? I think.
I like them, but you can't store them anywhere.
You can if you have big shelves. You've got to have big, tall shelves.
Okay, this is sounding weird now. Okay. I don't know. Gallery editions are really nice. But yeah, they're unwieldy. They're just so big. But yeah, they're beautiful to look at.
They're usually not too thick, so the weight is not a factor. It's not like an omnibus,
No, yeah, you're right. I do have a couple of gallery editions when they were first coming out. They're hardback. I've got a Fantastic Four one, and I've got.
Well, they're still hardback. I think you're talking about the treasuries. The treasuries are about the same size, but they're soft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm bad.
I think they're the same size though.
Yeah. So News Pooey, I feel for you. You're probably just spending all your extra money like me, so that you're living month to month and you're buying those omnis.
Johnny, go back and look under details for business inquiries.
Haven't we went through this? I mean,
Johnny is silver surfering all through your site. There is no email. I don't think I could find it either. I tried, and you were like, "It's there." You what's the matter with you? You got to find it. No, we didn't do that. But
I should share the screen and show it. I should share this screen. It's right there.
Maybe it is for you, but we're not seeing it.
No, they hide it behind a button, so you have to push the button. It says for business inquiries, and then it says view email. You got to click it. Oh,
push that button.
Johnny's still going. You know what? I'll bring it up in another window. Here we go. You care so much about this.
James found it. See, I'm right.
He found it?
Yeah, it's right there.
He just typed it in. That's all he did. Web Hobbit at LRPC Tech. LRP Tech.
Yeah, it's just under details. It's probably harder to see on a phone or something. That's my guess.
Yeah, and see, you people with your tiny screens. That's the problem.
Not everybody can like plant themselves in a house and be watching stuff all the time.
32-inch screen. Yeah.
It took so much to get him out of the house today for the con. I was like, come on, man, go do something.
Yeah. I don't like crowds, you know. I prefer my books and my
that building is beautiful. Just go there and take some pictures of the architecture.
It's nice. It is really nice inside.
I'm going. I already committed.
There's a little cafe.
Okay.
I wish I could go. I'd meet you. But
yeah,
the con that I went to, the most recent one, it was only $12.
Was it a little con though?
Yeah, but they had a huge room full of people signing stuff. I don't know if they were famous. Because I didn't go for that. But they hold it. I think they hold it like every 2 months or something. So it's kind of like one of those local. No, wait, this one. Maybe they hold it once every 6 months or once a year or something. I don't know.
News Pooey says you said his name right. Many people say News Pooey named after Spoo, so it's News Spooey, I guess, right? The alien food from Babylon 5 and the food a bunch of kids tried to get Skeletor to eat on a Masters of the Universe episode. Okay.
So that was Geek City. Thank you. I love it. And then he goes on to he wrote another comment too. He's running out of kidneys to sell in the black.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the record, it doesn't show up on the phone. So there's not
no
there.
Maybe that's why I was doing it on the phone, because I don't do things on the computer.
Yeah, I don't either.
No flashlight talk. The Reese I went to was $10, and I met Scott Snyder and Tom King. Yeah, hashtag bragger.
Those are biggies.
Yep. Well, okay, so there's no way to get it on the mobile. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, that's stupid. But, you know, if you look, YouTube is very desktop centric. It really is, because when you put the YouTube Studio app on your phone, it doesn't hardly do anything.
That's
most of the functionality.
A lot of this stuff isn't there.
Not there. Yeah.
I only use it on my phone.
I pretty much do as well. Initially, I would go into YouTube Studio on my computer and I'll add all the languages. That's when I thought, oh, I could reach more people. That crap didn't work. So I just gave all that up. And, yeah.
I think that's the thing. My dad cares more about all this than we do. We're just like, we're making videos.
Yeah. I'm like, initially I cared about that stuff. I was like all into the numbers, and like it was too stressful. I'm like, at a certain point, I'm just got to be like,
it is a lot.
Put a video out. If people like it, they'll watch it.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah, I mean,
Dad, you could learn from us.
I'm not like.
And I need a big chill pill. Is that what you're saying?
Inserted rectally.
Perhaps let's see. Okay, I've seen that one. All right.
Yeah.
So what else have I got here?
No flashlight talk. Almost an hour in. That's true.
Right.
Mark Bell stated.
I have plenty near here, but no, I don't.
It's getting lighter in your room now. I can see a gigantic floodlight in the back.
It's a fan. Yeah.
Oh,
That's a fan. That's a fan. That's a fan.
I was like, there's
It does look like a floodlight.
spotlight. What's that for? It's a fan. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. It's a.
There you go.
Okay.
He has a dark behind him, just an excuse to use a flashlight.
That did work pretty well, though, didn't it? So yeah, people said, "Well, you do these too early." Well, and see, this is another example of how I'm caring about this stuff. And Kristen says, "Who cares?"
Yeah, I shouldn't care.
I like to do it on a Saturday, simply because Saturday works for me, right? And then I do it this early so I don't conflict with Near Mint Conditions live stream, which starts not too long after I end. Now, I know Kristen's like, who cares? Well,
I wouldn't care.
Probably almost all of my audience are also following Near Mint Condition. So if I directly,
not David.
Not David.
I'm important and I don't do that.
Well, it's very, very popular. And look, even if I didn't know from just the chats, but the Google Analytics tell you what your viewers watch. Do you know
they
that?
can watch this later if you run into something, or vice versa.
Yeah. But I just think it's smarter to not conflict with your same demographic in a major way like that. Do what?
Your competition.
I don't see it that way. I see it as just the same audience. I mean, I love the channel. I follow it myself.
See it that way.
Yeah, you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't care.
Yes, because you're saying that if my audience will rather be with Near Mint Condition, so that is competition. But I would be like, well, they need to watch me more because I'm more interesting. So whatever.
Well, I mean, I love Near Mint Condition. I watch it a lot myself. I'm kind of addicted to it too. So I get it.
You're the only live stream I watch, just because,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're the only one, because I don't like live streams. And the only reason I'm going on is because, you invited me and I was like, hey, I want to show you support. But I'm just not a live stream person. I would rather watch this, after it's already aired. Like, first of all, I have to get up at, this ungodly hour to do it every Saturday, once a month. But I actually don't mind. They're fun. But it's just, it's a time thing. Right. And we're already spending a lot of time on YouTube in any event.
Well, and a lot of these are super, super long too. They, 2 or 3 hours long. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the endurance to do 2 or 3 hours of this anyway. But
and I do a lot of live streams, but I'm with David. Like, I'll watch a lot after the fact, or I'll put it on the TV and then I'll do stuff while it's on. I mean, that's how I'm consuming all of my YouTube. I don't get in the live chats of things most of the time.
Right.
Near Mint Condition is going to hear about this now. They're putting it in the comments.
Johnny says, "Okay, I think I successfully sent the web hobbit an email." Okay, cool. What about a Near Mint Condition Larry's Library crossover stream? I was on his show once.
Gives me this totally weird image.
I was on one of his shows once, and I really enjoyed it, but he never invited me back, so I don't know.
Wow, shouting out! Oh, calling him out on live.
Somebody clip that and send it to me.
James is going to 100%.
Well, I mean, I'm available. I told him I'm available. So
you're sounding desperate. You're welcome on my show anytime. One person will watch, but it's okay.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, so William knows James is gonna clip it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually when he does the one I want to be on, I'm at work, so I can't do it often. But he did it on a Sunday.
Those other ones he doesn't want to be on.
Well, I mean, I want to be on one that I have something to contribute to, right? So it was the Marvel
Noir Wolf is throwing you a bone right now. So
I do like this time slot for it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Well, I think Noir Wolf's Eastern, so it's an hour later for him. Just helpful.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Once I'm retired, and I'm counting it down, 7 more years.
Me too.
Yeah, sucks. Things are probably going to change. It'd be easier for me because I won't have to schedule around, my.
Then you're never going to leave your computer. Is that what you're saying?
You won't
I
have
don't
as much money to buy Omnis. When
Yeah,
you
but you know, if you've seen very many of these, you know that my FOMO list is getting smaller and smaller. So they've released almost everything I want as far as the old material. There's not a lot left, right? So my Omni buying should decrease as time goes on.
I don't know, because they're always
You
they're
seem
always
skeptical.
putting stuff out. Like, for example, I'm buying all the Epic collection. Well, Marvel's smart. They're reprinting a lot of them now. I don't buy those. So they've started a new Epic line called the Modern Epics, and they're putting out all their more modern stuff. So I'm just like, now I'm buying those because I am interested in the more modern stuff as well. So it's like they'll find a way to get your money. They absolutely will.
Well, now I will triple dip for the galleries. So if they keep bringing out galleries of materials I like, I'll keep buying those.
And then they'll find a way to get you to quadruple dip. They absolutely will.
Yep.
James says, I think Omar doesn't like people from Indiana, only Kentucky people. Yeah, but I'm 15 minutes from Kentucky. I'm almost an honorary Kentuckian here, you know.
I've actually been saying that a lot recently. I can't wait to retire.
He says, I will tell Omar that Larry was giving him platitudes up a storm earlier today and how great the experience was and how he's also very high demand to appear on other streamers' platforms. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
You're going to be invited back. Too sweet.
I will be completely banned and never appear on there again.
He never invited me back. That was correct. I like that one.
Well, I mean, I don't want to nag the guy, right? I mean, that's not a good look either.
I'm gonna put that into a loop and put it up as a short.
They will repackage the same recycled products. They know we are suckers. Yes. Mary says, I definitely miss the Indiana hate explanations. What's the joke with that?
I don't know how it got to Indiana hate. Nobody said anything bad about Indiana.
Yeah, I don't know.
James just made an assumption.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also from Indiana, and he's never invited me on, so.
They're people too, aren't they? I don't know.
Well, you know, if we want to talk about literacy rates, Indiana, Kentucky, they're really close together, I think, and they're both bad.
I think it's bad all over.
It's bad all over, yeah.
Over.
Unfortunately.
Maybe I'll get those stats and put it in the slide for next month. We can look
to make everyone sad.
No, it's
happy
bad.
if your area is better.
No, it's bad.
Well, and everyone watching this obviously reads, so that's nice.
Right. None of our people are going to be,
and they can type. So, Kristen, I haven't heard what you've been reading. Usually, you talk about that.
What I've been reading,
and I like that part.
Yeah, what are you reading right now?
I do have stuff like I'm about to read. Does that count?
Yeah,
I have some rereads I want to read for the this scary season. One of them is Hell Phone by Benji Nate. This is a great one that I read probably last year, but I want to reread it because the vibes. And I really I love Benji Nate's art. It's so funny and ridiculous, but it's basically about one of these girls. They're two best friends, and one of them finds an old flip phone, and then scary things start happening with it. It's ridiculous, and I love it. So I'm excited to read that again. As well as one of my all-time favorites for the Halloween season, The Crossroads at Midnight, which I've talked about, but Abby Howard put this out. It is a short story collection. There's 5 in here, and they're all I love the art. They're all creepy. It's all black and white.
That art looks fantastic.
That art looks amazing.
One of my all-time favorite, spooky kind of reads for the season. This is so good.
I'm buying that one.
Yeah, it's great. And it has this really cool die cut cover where you kind of peek into it.
I'm always scared those will rip.
Yeah, well,
you gotta be careful.
Don't put your finger in it. I don't know.
I know. I've got a couple of those, and I'm like, I have to put them in plastic.
William Lee said what I was just thinking. Old flip phone making me feel like a grandpa. Right. I don't think of a flip phone as being old, but okay.
Well, it is now, right? I had one too, but
I did.
It's because me and David and William Lee were ancient, I guess.
We were around before there were phones, period.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
found a flip phone like on the ground right now and it started doing creepy stuff and talking to you, that'd be creepy. And you'd be like, that's a weird old flip phone.
That's true. Norwell says you guys could potentially see Omar today. I asked weeks ago in a live stream if he was going to that con at the time he was playing it. Wow. Interesting.
I didn't know that.
I don't have waiting to read piles. I have waiting to move into the house, but I ordered time to read piles. Yeah, that's bad. I do have mine organized pretty good as far as to read and the order. I'm kind of obsessive about that. Oh, David, I want to show you this. What I'm reading currently is Defenders Omnibus. This is the Dust Jacket, Volume 2. The book's back there by my nightstand. But
I thought about issues 20 through 33.
Well, see, I thought about you when I was reading it because I think this is your era.
I love.
Yeah, this is 20 through 41. And they also are including the Marvel 2-in-1s that Steve Gerber wrote that ties into all these.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm reading the stuff that I haven't read before. I've read all the Defenders, but I haven't read all of the tie-in books, the 2-in-1s. And
how is it holding up? I actually haven't read it since I was a kid, but those were some of the first comics that I remember reading. That was Marvel.
Tales of Suspense, Marvel Tales, World of Fantasy. There's a few. But I think almost all of it is Steve Gerber and plays into all of this. So you would love this. This would be a good Omni buy for you.
I actually think I have that, not in the Omnis, but they were putting out these Masterworks. They're like hardcover books.
Right.
I have them in those. And now they're putting it out in Epics. They don't have that one out in an Epic yet, but it's coming soon, I think. And Kristen, that era of the Defenders is really, really good.
Yeah,
it's like issue after issue, they do some craziness. They like go into space. They meet the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They fight racists, right?
I love
they
that.
go into these crazy Badoon, like they have the Order of the Snake, or what are those people called? Like they're fighting these terrorist organizations.
Yeah,
like,
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Coming in and out. I mean, it's some craziness.
I think the KKK is part of one of those too. They're kind of wrapped in that, and so there's this racial element. It's
craziness, and those were some good comics.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
can I see your YouTube email address on your creepy possessed flip phone? Probably not. Consider us all doing our part to bend the literacy curve in the right direction. Norwell says, "Yeah, I think so."
Mm-hmm.
News Pui had a track phone until 2019, and then he upgraded at the assistance of my girlfriend.
I like the little
Kristen, you were an early adopter. You had those. What was the brand? You had the hardware keyboard. Remember those?
I think it was a BlackBerry.
Yeah,
but it was kind of different. Yeah.
2 or 3 of the really good BlackBerries before they stopped doing hardware keyboards.
I loved those.
Yeah.
I never had one. I never had a BlackBerry.
They had a full keyboard.
Wow.
Oh, Garage Army representing.
I love the avatar.
Scott, he's awesome.
Yeah, that avatar's cool.
Love the cats.
Those are some floofy cats.
Although,
Mark says, okay, folks, I'm off to take all of the supper puppy to the vet. Supper puppy. Supper puppy.
You get food in the mind.
But I want to say, so Nerd Solutions' name isn't done like on his channel because he's got like capital letters up and down. So hopefully that's Scott. The same name.
Well, I got noticed that I got to wrap it up. My producer says,
wrap it
I'm
up
over time.
Well,
but this has been great. Glad everybody was here. Chat was awesome. Kristen, as usual, my awesome co-host, and my guest, Garage Geek David. If you want to do it again, if you want to do it next month, we can.
Whenever I'm available. I'm like you with mid condition. Let's see if you'll ask me back. At least you asked me back.
We could be like the Defenders, If their team is the Avengers, we're more like the Defenders because they were a non-team, right? Of sort of the B and C listers.
How dare you?
I'd like to have a fourth so that we're like a square, a perfect square. That would be.
You don't like being on your own row.
Yeah, my own thing down there. Yeah, it would be like slot someone else down here.
I think 4 or 5 could happen one day. I got to find some more people for the Defenders, though. You know,
Bring Mary in.
that would be good. I wonder if Mary be available this early. I know she's in the chat, but she could be driving.
She's the best. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right, this has been good. Everybody, thanks for being here and thanks for participating.
Yep. Subscribe to David.
Yep.
Thank you.
Subscribe to
Bye,
David.
everybody.
Subscribe to Kristen. And see you next month or whatever.